Hello everyone, hope you're all doing well. Going to be doing a bit of a different video today. It's going to be on the single most overpowered weapon in the entire game, which is the Raijin, and it's basically Battle for Uranium pay to win. So I was planning on doing this video last week because I got a Raijin on Tuesday, I want to say. Because last week we were running it in Battle for Uranium, and I wasn't running it. People running it against me, and it was like one-shotting my fin whale destructors. And I was wondering what the hell's going on here. Pretty mad for an epic, you know. And then I decided to get one this Tuesday and try it out for Battle for Uranium next week, which is, by the way, is coming back. So they're doing it on a 2-week rota, so to speak. So they're doing Clan Wars 1 week and then Battle for Uranium the next week. This is probably going to ruin the game, but hell, that's a different story. I've already made a video on that. Anyway, the Raijin, it's absolutely disgusting in every way. It's just absolutely ridiculous. I've played lots of guns in the game at this point. I've been playing for quite a while, but this just takes the cake. It's just beyond broken. I'll just list off all of the complete things that are just disgusting about this gun. So firstly, is the power score. It's 3,000 power score, which is insanely low. A single Scorpion, a single Typhoon, a single Helican, a reload-based gun similar to this at a relic rarity, is 3,600 for one gun. So this is less than a single score. This, on pretty much every build, has more or a similar damage to 2 Typhoons. So the way it shoots is that you basically charge it like a kaiju, but it's better than a kaiju because you can let it go much earlier if you wanted. And at full charge, it does for 500 damage, which is ridiculous. Honestly, absolutely mad. Basic, I think 2 Typhoons do like 600 damage. So you're getting Typhoon-esque damage. You're getting 1,300 durability base, which is just absurd. The perk of the Raijin gives it basically its own averter. So it's 12% damage resistance every time you land a shot. Doesn't matter how much damage you do with that shot, all you gotta do is hit a guy 3 times, 36% damage resist right now from those 3 shots. Nice and easy. Like I said, 1.3k durability, its own averter. It has crazy good damage. It has crazy low power score. It actually has one little tiny thing. It actually has mounting points on the gun itself, so you can just attach it straight to the carbine. The reason I am running it on a Howl carbine is because I think the hitbox is kind of like a hitbox glitch. So the Howl carbine is one of the few carbines where you can put a Raijin, just mount it directly to the carbine like this. You don't need anything else on it. You mount it directly to the carbine like that. Actually, put the boost drop back on so you can shoot straight on the carb. So you can't get any like gun mount shot off or anything like that. You don't need gun mounts in this, which keeps the power score even lower. And it can shoot down. On every other carbine, it won't shoot down, so it'll just be stuck basically straight forward, like a Catalina, for example. The Howl also has really low power score. It's 1,500 as opposed to Catalina, which is 1,800, and you get the perk really easy in Battle for Uranium, so I think this is going to be quite meta in Battle for Uranium. It's really good. I'm a really big fan of it. I fuse mine for Dura and Power because that way I can run it on a hover if need be, and it doesn't really matter the less mass fusion, to be honest. It only weighs 400 base. So a dog build, normally the best fusion for a dog build is plus durability minus mass. But with a minus mass fusion on this, you're saving like 70 kilograms. My TV just turned off. Brilliant time. It's absolutely disgusting. Because the power score is so low, you can also put a bunch of modules on power score like I have now. So fully built. Right, yep. Yeah. So fully built, this thing has a bootstrap, a fin whale, hammer pack, Omamori, Yeti, 6 wheels, and it's still only at 10k. Like if you did like one Scorpion on a build, you wouldn't be able to get anywhere close to this much utility. So it's just absolutely ridiculous, and this is just sheer broken, to be honest. It's just disgusting. I have crazy good damage. I have a Yeti. I have a fin whale resistances. I have Omamori. Yeah, it's just absolutely insane. This this gun will get 4 different types of resistances if you wanted to. So it's got a perk from its gun, which can get up to 36% damage resist. I can get a grizzly perk, which is why I have the cabin sort of exposed, if you will, or easy to shoot. The idea is if someone's trying to shoot me, then the cabin will get hit at some point, if it's like a strip build, for example, like punnies or arbiters or something like that. And then my gun will get the grizzly resistances from my cabin taking damage. So that's why the cab is kind of exposed out there. And it's got 2.4k HP, so I don't really care about the cabin taking damage. So yeah, it's got a damage resist from the perk of the gun, it's got damage resist from the grizzly, it's got damage resist from the Omamori, and it's got damage resist from the fin whale. Basically means if you're driving around, this thing is nigh on unkillable. So, and bearing in mind, it's tucked behind the hull carbon, so the hull carbon is obscuring part of the gun, which means it is very likely for you to hit the hull carbon instead of the guns. Say if you're going up against a Scorpion, for example, and say if this was a Catalina build, and you had the gun on top like this, it'd be a lot easier to just shoot the gun and not hit the carb, but since it's tucked away like this, if you're shooting at it with a scope, and you don't take your time with the shot, there's a very good chance you're just going to put all the damage into the carb, and your gun is going to be completely fine. So, this is very, very hard to kill, and this is just completely broken at 10k. This is going to be a complete menace, and the absolute meta, I think, in Battle for Uranium. It's not going to be either this or like fat Yongwang bricks, or you have like the equalizer bricks, but this is going to be pretty damn good, I think. It's also really, really fast. As you can see, it goes 104 with fusions. Oh no, wait, it's not even that. No, 104. Yeah, you can get out probably about 106 with the percentage top speed fuse, and it's just really, really good. I've made 3 versions of the Raijin with the hull carb. I've made this, as you can see by here, with the fin whale and the Omamori. I've made a hover, which I'm quite a fan on. It's got the hovers consume more power score than dogs do, so you can have a bit less utility. But it's got a Colossus, 10-second cloak, a Verter, what's this thing called? A charge, and yeah, and it's decently well armored for a hover, or at least a 10k hover. And I've also made a Aegis version of this because, oh yes, actually, the final OP thing about this is that it's only 22 energy consumption. Whereas 2 Typhoons or 2 Scorpions, 2 Helgans, that'd be 24. So you can get even more utility because the energy consumption is nice and low, which is absolutely just disgusting. Anyway, I made Aegis version as a final version. It has a cheetah instead of the fin whale because I didn't really like the Aegis without the cheetah. Sorry, it just seemed like I wasn't getting up enough for it to be worth it. I'd rather have like a Yeti for the free energy. So I swapped out the fin whale for a cheetah. I swapped out the what's called Omamori for an Averter, and the Jennies had been put in front of the cabin. Okay. Echo just messaged me. So Cheetah instead of fin whale, Averter instead of Omamori, and the generator at the front, but it is nice and well armored still. But I've also switched the perk from Grizzly to Hertz, which means I get durability on the Aegis, but I also get the reduced recharge time by 20%, which means this has Aegis quite often. So if we test it out, right, just down 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Yeah, say what, 8 seconds on the reload, which is actually really nice. So you get Aegis quite often in this, which I thought might be good to try out as well. So yeah, these are absolutely broken, especially on the hull carbon. I think the hull carbon is just really, really good. I've tested this out in PvE quite a bit, and I will say that in Battle for Uranium, you tend to get the hull carbon perk a lot more than you will in PvP. Because in PvP, people tend to run ranged hovers more, whereas in Battle for Uranium, it's kind of just like a mosh pit fight, where everyone's just charging with like fat bricks or fat equalizers or fat Yongwangs or some shit like that. You tend not to get many ranged hovers. So the hull card will be even better in Battle for Uranium, I think. And this is probably what I'm going to run next week, but it's just disgusting. It's absolutely disgusting, honestly. So we're going to try out in some PvP games. What we're going to do is we're going to run each of the 3 builds in PvP and play about 3 games of each, 3 good games. If a game is a walk, then I'm not going to include it. If I get my ass kicked, I will include it in the vids. and we'll just see which one is the strongest. I will probably, just off the bat, I'll probably play better in my hover one than I will my dog, because I'm a better hover player than I am a dog player. And then at the end of this video, what I'll do is I'll do a build through of all of these, and that way I can get you anyone who wants to run it has some time before Battle for Uranium next week. I was planning on doing this next week, but I figured, well, if I do it this week, then anyone who wants to build will have time to get the build together. Also, I will put it on my exhibition, so anyone on console can just look at my exhibition and do it from there. I did take it down originally when Xbox merged, just so people wouldn't subscribe to me and stream side, but we've been merged for so long at this point, and they can do it anyway. Off like clan, I think you can just search your name or something like that. So I'm going to put on my exit. I'll bring my exit back, and the build throughs will be at the very end of the video. So, yep, thanks all for watching, and we'll jump into PvP now. Okay, so what we'll do we'll do two decent games of each build. So it'll be this Armory Finwell first, then we'll do the hover, and then we'll do the Aegis cheetah right at the end, and we should get other teams in around 9 or 10k, which would be good. And yeah, we'll go from there. So this will be the first game. Oh god, I'm so sorry. Boom, headshot. Oh, team, why? Really? Okay, that's a pretty good game.